life was in shambles.
What about Drake? He was expecting that fat check.
He wasn't gonna get paid.
Oh, he was coming for free.
He was coming.
He was coming pro bono.
Look, if we talk about July 15th on here, I'm gonna stand on my 10 toes and say Drake was gonna be there.
Right now?
Right now.
Drake, you were in touch with Drake. You're still saying that.
I'm still sticking to the story. I found the guy who I ran into in the club that night who gave me his verbal agreement that he would be there.
So, okay. A guy who knows Drake said he was going to be there.
You want the story right off the bat?
Sure, we're here. Why not?
Okay.
Set us up a little bit with what happened.
Okay, so I'm setting up July 15th.
Yeah.
I was taking Adderall. I was in Australia. I tried to do a tour. It had 350 people. 3 years before, I had 3,000 people in stadiums, so I knew it wasn't, and everywhere I went on the streets, people were like, Fousey Tube, Fousey Tube. Mm-hmm. So my thing started with, I know that we had 350 people, not because only 350 people are willing to support, but because my manager at the time did a shitty job in promoting. So to prove it, I said, I'm gonna fly to LA, rent out a regular venue, do a show, sell tickets by myself on the street and show everybody that I it was an ego thing. It ended up turning into something huge. Long story short, we actually did get artists from all over the world to fly in and they were gonna perform. Big artists, like hip hop artists.
Which ones? Which is the biggest?
Which was the biggest? What's that one guy? He's OT Genesis, I think.
T Genesis?
Yeah, OT Genesis. So the night before, I'm walking out of a restaurant and this paparazzi's out there waiting for me because it's July 15 shit. And he after the camera turns off, he goes, yo, I know where Drake is tonight. I go, tell me. We go to the club, he says, we go to the door, is Drake here? No, he's not here. So we leave. Paparazzi calls back, yo, he's at Delilah. We get to Delilah. My friend tries to talk to security. Security said, you guys are not getting in tonight. This is a private event. Drake rented out the whole thing. I told all my friends, go home. I got this on my own. I'm not gonna tell every story detail by detail. I sneak into the club through the back door that got opened for me. I walk in. It felt like an Illuminati cesspool. Every celebrity was in there. Every celebrity you can think of was in there. I'm telling you, Ludacris, Kenny Hamilton, like all these people.
It makes sense if Drake's in LA and he's inviting all of his friends.
Yeah. So I'm looking at everybody. I'm walking up to them, yelling in their face like a madman, on Adderall, dehydrated, no ID in my pocket. I'm going to do an event tomorrow that's going to end racism. I'm going to give a bigger speech than the president has ever given. I was on one. I stay there the whole night. Everybody leaves except for one giant group, Drake's entourage, and one random couch with a bunch of IG models looking like zombies, just like this, like waiting to be taken home. It was really weird. Anyways, I stand there waiting. My legs are shaking. I'm standing there. I'm listening to music. Haven't seen Drake all night. Finally, for the first time ever, it's as if the crowd split like this, and it was like open, like whatever they call that, the river splitting, and I see Drake. He doesn't see me, but I see him. I'm shaking. All of a sudden, Drake's dad walks by me. I met Drake's dad at Tyler Perry's movie premiere. So I tried tapping his shoulder to tell him, can I talk to Drake? He's so drunk. I go, whatever. Next thing you know, the guy who's escorting Drake's dad is behind him, comes up to me. What did you want? I go on the most epic speech of my life. At the end of the speech, he looks at me in the eye and he goes, I love everything you just said, but I have one question for you. I go, what? He goes, how did you know my name? Swear to God, I've never met this guy a day in my life. And I go, if your name came out of my mouth, that was from God, like psycho shit.
Okay.
I don't even remember saying his name. I don't know the guy.
Okay.
He goes, all right, put your number on my phone. We'll be there. I save it under God's plan. Next thing you know, Drake is walking out the club. He's walking towards me. Never looks at me, never anything. But he says goodbye to Joel Embiid right in front of me. As he leans in, his nose is like right here. My nose is right here. I don't stand it. I don't ruin the opportunity to be like, Drake, Drake. I leave the club, I'm shaking, I'm going a wild rant on my phone. I text Juan G, that was the guy's name. You guys can even search him, Juan G. The next morning I wake up, I text a picture to Juan G, a picture that says July 15th with Drake's face on it. The text said seen or read. In my mind, if I text you a picture that I'm about to publicly promote and say Drake is gonna be there, if he's not gonna be there, you're gonna tell me, stop it right now, cease and desist, what are you doing? You can't do this, da-da-da. So I send again. Oh my God, I'm so excited for tonight. Red. Oh my God, this is so hot. You guys are changing my life. Red. Everything going according to plan.
God's plan.
God's plan. Then.
Which wasn't God's plan was not the plan
this
you
was
had.
shaitan all the way. This was the devil's plan. Next thing you know, the bomb threat gets called in, and you know the rest of the story. And then obviously
But Drake was never coming.
I believe he was.
Bro, stop.
I swear to you, I personally think Drake was gonna be
Okay,
there.
so you think that the biggest artist in the world comes to the Greek theater pro bono because one of his homies was like, we'll be there.
The way I sold it,
Drake.
I have a show backed by Ticketmaster and Live Nation. It's in the Greek theater. 5,000 tickets given out for free, sold out. Look, if he wasn't gonna be there, that's fine. I know he doesn't like me. I got actual word from people around his team that came to me. Drake does not like me because I imitated him in that prank. Another prank years later.
Oh, you think he knows you and doesn't like you?
He does know me and he doesn't like me.
How'd you find that out?
People from his team told people that I know and the word got to me.
So there's a lot of correspondence between you and Drake, between some people that might know him.
They know him. They're on his team. Drake doesn't like me. I promise you.
Okay.
And look, all you H3 family can be calling me idiot, liar.
No, I don't think they're saying that.
I'm just telling my honest truth. I wrote it in my book exactly how I just told it. I will never change that story, ever. And if I ever do get the pleasure of meeting Drake, I'm going to tell him that story verbatim, word for word.
So you came in through the back and they never tried to kick you out or anything?
So there was a guy named Lit Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
He comes up to me outside Delilah and goes, yo, I was born in South Central. I don't want to die in South Central. Put me on your stage tomorrow. Yeah. Like, here, put your number in my phone. I'll have my team contact yours. 10 minutes later, the same guy that was outside is inside the club in the smoking section looking at me through the bars. Hey, come here. I run to the bars. Hey, you want to get in? Go to the back. Nah, dog, I can't do that. I can't sneak in. You want to get in or not? Went to the back. I see a Rolls Royce, a this, a that. Next thing you know, the kitchen door opens. I walk in. I walk into the club. He walks me into the club. He goes, all right, everybody's here tonight. Have fun. Da-da-da. I go, how am I supposed to find Drake? He says GPS. I go, what's GPS? He says God's positioning system. Me being manic and hearing the word God, I said, oh my God, Allahu Akbar, God listened to me.
Mm-hmm. So were you in a manic